I did a video about Chef Mo. And if you don't know who Chef Mo is, you should be following him on all social media platforms. If for no other reason, it's entertaining content, but also to help promote his channel because of the work he's doing. He is a professional chef that shows people with limited resources how to make meals for the family for $5, $10, $20 out of places like Aldi, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, right? Places like that. Places that a lot of people who are in food deserts, they're the only options they have sometimes. And this person here left the following comment. It's food. It's filling hungry tummies. Those complaining or criticizing have obviously never had to work with limited money, lived it. And that's kind of, I touched on it in the video that I made about him. It's kind of the reason why I made that video. Knock on wood, my wife and I are doing really okay right now. We're doing good. But there was a time where we struggled. There was a time where it was a struggle putting food on the table. And I grew up in a piss poor family. I talk about it frequently. I grew up where I went to bed hungry more times than I care to count. And the food that we did have was limited, and my mother wasn't very good with it. I mean, it's just the fact. She was not a good cook. And she could have used the advice or direction of somebody like Chef Mo to make her money stretch, to make the meals stretch, to make them more fucking edible. But yeah, it's feeding people. And listen, he does his very best to maximize the nutrition of what he's working with. I watch a lot of his content. I see him almost always try to include some type of protein in there. But it's not about the nutritional level when you're talking about this type of dinner making. It's about, are we able to feed the kids? Are we able to put a meal on the table? And so many people get so worked up when we talk about people who are on government assistance, people who are on EBT, people who are on WIC, people who are on, that's all bad. They're buying nothing but junk food. They're buying processed food. They're buying this. Are they buying food? Yes, that's all that matters. Are they able to take that food and turn that food into a dinner for their family? Did the kids get fed today? Yes, goal met. We will deal with nutrition when we can deal with nutrition. Now, there's a woman that looks at the nutritional value of his various meals, and they're actually quite nutritious most times, right? People just think that they're unnutritious because it's a bunch of processed stuff and we're getting it out of Dollar General or Dollar Tree or anything like that. But once again, even if there was zero nutritional value to it does not fucking matter. You're fighting hunger. And I just did a video this morning with somebody that was talking about EBT usage, saying, no, it's not about feeding kids, it's about nutrition so that their health doesn't suffer later on. They won't have a health to suffer later on if they're dead from hunger. Feeding people, that's the goal. And yes, I can walk into a grocery store today and spend $350 on groceries for my family because I'm in that kind of position and can do that. So many people are not. And here's the thing. I said it in the video, and I'm going to say it here again. That could be us in 6 months. My source of income could fall apart, and we could be looking at Chef Mo's videos going, all right, what are we making today? Because we only have $20. And we got to put dinner on the table for the next 2 or 3 days before we get some type of income in the house. Yeah, people who complain about content like that are the same people who complain about what people are buying with EBT cards. They're the same people who complain about somebody being on WIC or this, that, or the other. And they don't know what it's like to struggle to put a meal on the table. They don't know what it's like to work with very limited resources. And if they do know what it's like because they once lived that life, that they had limited resources and it was hard putting dinner on the table and they still criticize, then shame on them. because so many people have been there, so many people are still there, and there will be a lot of people who are not there now that might have to go back to it at some point in time, especially in this economy. So yeah, the people who complain about stuff like that, it's ridiculous to me. It's like, just fucking scroll. If you don't like his content, just scroll and leave it to the people that the content is meant for. The people who need to see what he's making, and hell, I've talked to people who are not struggling in the least bit, that are doing just fine economically, that have said to me, like in private messages since I posted that video, hell, I watch Chef Mo because I like some of his recipes. Now, I don't have to go buy my food from a Dollar Tree or a Dollar General, and I still pick up the same ingredients because the thing he made looked good, and I wanted to make it. So, listen, I know I talk about a lot of politics, and I know that there are people that agree with me and people that don't agree with me, and we go back and forth about politics all day long. If there is one goddamn issue that should not be political, it should not be partisan, it should not be left versus right, it's, are we feeding kids? To make that political is, as a former hungry kid, it's disgusting. It's grotesque. Feeding kids should be the number one goal. Period.